Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It's a Friday, finally Friday, and we've got a big show for you today. Plus, today at 1 p.m., our VAST graduation is happening. The VAST Academy graduation happening at 1 at our Central College. That's coming up later. But first things first, my co-host this morning, Marisa Benitez, the interim advising manager with student services at HCC Southeast College. Good morning to you, Marisa. How are you?
Good morning, Todd. It's great to be here again. Like you said, happy Friday. It's been a long week of gloomy days, raining outside, so I'm glad there's sunshine outside today.
It's a beautiful day outside today, and we had a lot going on across the district with our VAST Academy graduation happening 1 p.m. And if you can't make it in person, we'll be streaming it live on our website. So check our website and of course, check social media afterwards. We want to thank everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube, Marisa. They can also catch us in social media anytime and on HCCTV.
Yes, of course, Todd. So we're live on Houston Community College District Facebook, not to be confused with HCC and YouTube. So we're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, you're going to be interviewing this next guest. We're going to say hello to him. We'll be visiting with one of our favorites around here from the Truck Driving School, which has just received some all-important grants to keep the world running. Martin Garsee is the Director of Transportation Training at the Automotive Center of Excellence. Good morning. Good to see you, Martin. Let's see, your mic is still muted.
Good to be here.
Yeah, good to see you. So you've got a lot of things going on out there. Marisa's going to be with you in about 10 minutes. Stick around.
Thank you.
All right, let's kick things off with the person who normally co-hosts on Friday, but this week is a little something different because Randee Ramsey is joining us as a guest. That's right, you're a guest, so you get to be interviewed this time around.
I know, it's so exciting.
It's exciting.
So rare. I normally just get to banter with you off air. Now I get to do it on air.
On air as well. So everybody knows you're the executive director of the Southwest Alternate Media Project, but you guys have a camp coming up this summer, and we wanted to talk to you about, before we get to the camp, why don't you give us some background for people who may not be familiar with SWAMP and how that works?
So SWAMP was founded in 1977 by documentarian James Blue and Ed Hugetts here in Houston to amplify marginalized voices, to tell stories that were not being told, and to democratize film. He was pretty prescient. James Blue saw that with the advent of video, pretty soon we'd have a lot more citizen filmmakers, which, you know, if you look at the video from the George Floyd arrest and murder and everything else, that's exactly what's happened. We all are filmmakers. We have a film in our pocket and we have voices, and his goal was to teach the next generation of storytellers how to use that technology to tell stories. And that's what we're still doing now, 45 years later.
And you've got a Teen Bootcamp, I guess, to continue that mission. Tell us about the boot camp that's coming up.
So our teen film boot camp, we don't call it summer camp because it ain't easy. It's in our boot camp, teens from a wide variety, diverse backgrounds, and all local Houstonians come in, they write a short, they prep it, they film it, they do the post-production, they do all of it. So it's their stories that they want to tell, topics that they're interested in, and it's in partnership with Houston Cinema Arts Society. Houston Media Source donates the use of their Cinema Sony Venice camera, which is gorgeous, and the same model that Maverick was shot on. So they've got really top-notch equipment, and both the last two boot camp films are available on our website, and they're pretty good. I just hope this year they don't go for a period piece. They've been killing me the last 2 years.
And what have been some of the past films the students have done?
So the first year that we did the boot camp with the International Entertainment Partnership, they decided to do a period piece based in the Valley, focusing on domestic abuse in the Latino culture in the 1950s.
Wow, that's pretty ambitious.
And the wife, it's a good film. We were really lucky to have professional actors that we pay. Last year was the first year we did our teen boot camp at the HCC A-Leaf campus, and we are doing it again at HCC A-Leaf this year. We're super excited. And they decided last year that it should be a spy double cross set in 1938 Rotterdam. So, they love to challenge me and Julie Newland, and they love to make us a little bit crazy cray with the sets. But we built the whole set at HCC A-Leaf, walls, period posters, the whole thing. We brought in hair and makeup, and Heather Nixon's just great. She's going to work with us again this year. Hopefully Joe will be back and some of the other professional actors that we've hired. So it's great. They get a real production crew. And they're mentored by HCC film students, which is great.
Now, you also have more coming up this summer about tell us about the Business of Film conference that y'all have scheduled, or has that changed?
No, it's scheduled, and we have previously had the Business of Film conference, and we stopped it short of the pandemic. It was supposed to come back right before the pandemic, then the pandemic hit. So we've been on a go, no-go basis, but we are scheduled for the end of August, and it's been renamed Business of Media so that we can include national communication folks and influencers and social media and film and television. So it's going to hit all of those things. We're going to feature our local vendors, our local creators, and workshops, some by nationally noted folks, some by local film folks. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Yaki Smith will be back with us again, and we love him. Greg Carter's going to be there, of course, our own Michelle Mower, like just a good roster of folks teaching classes. So we're going to start seeing more and more of that released in the next kind of month. We hope to nail down the programming a little bit more, but it'll be at the Post. And it's with our partners, Houston Cinema Arts Society, Impact, IEP. We're finding that strategic partnerships with other arts nonprofits are just a good thing.
And you guys have something new happening in the fall. You have their first festival for these films.
Yeah, we have a teen youth competition festival. So the kids that come to our boot camp said, hey, UIL's great, UT does one, but they don't award best actor, best director, best screenwriter. They like our best film, and that's it. So we're going to start small. We're going to offer best film, best director, best screenplay. And each of those kids will get a small scholarship, not huge, because we're hoping that after this year we get big sponsors. But it's called the Next Gen Cinema Fest. And we'll be holding that probably downtown at Deluxe, again, with our partners, Houston Cinema Arts Society. And we'll be doing teen-focused workshops there as well, and then perhaps some workshops for educators. Because a lot of the film teachers who teach in schools started out in theater. And so they're awesome teachers, but they're not necessarily super technical folks. And they've been asking us to do this for a while. We used to teach cinema literacy and media literacy classes. And so we're going to just keep on with that and, teach the teachers.
Are these workshops usually one day, or are they multiple weekends? How does that?
Our workshops range from 2 to 5 days or 1 day. We used to do really short workshops, and we got feedback that 3 hours wasn't enough. So for example, Kate Phillips, who's an HCC professor and a good friend, taught 2 directing workshops, each of which were 2 days recently. The first one was about directing for performance, getting a performance out of actors. And the next one was, how do you prep? How does a director prep to have a successful film production? Upcoming, we have gaffing workshops, lighting workshops, and of course, we're going to be doing a screenwriting intensive in the fall, 5 weeks workshopping scripts that you've already started on, and then getting to workshop it with your cohort for the next 3 months. And that space is donated to us by Houston Media Source. So lots of exciting stuff, lots of change, but always keeping to the mission.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot of exciting things coming up in the next few months. If folks have interest in these projects, the camps, the workshops, do they just go to your website? How does that work?
Swamp.org. You can register for all of our workshops on our website, which is in desperate need of redoing. So please don't send me a message. I know that it needs it. And it's always on our social media as well.
All right. We're going to all that information in our post after the show.
Perfect.
Randee, it's good to see you on a Friday. I imagine you'll be back next week in the old co-host chair again, huh?
And looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we're going to have Marissa's keeping your seat warm for you, making sure that.
Thanks, Marissa. It's good to see you.
Keep steered,
And still post-glow wedding.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Randee, have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. I know it's probably busy. And
As always, those kids, they keep me running.
there you go. We'll see you next week. All right, Marisa, I'm going to turn things over to you because you got a special guest who's going to talk about our truck driving program.
Yes, thank you, Todd, and thank you, Randee. Of course, I am keeping your seat warm. So moving on to Martin Garsee, Director of Transportation Training at the Automotive Center of Excellence at HCC Northwest. Welcome, Martin. How are you feeling today? Your background is amazing, I have to say.
I'm doing great today. It's a beautiful day outside. Yesterday, it was raining and dark, and so it was real bright in this room because I have lights. But today the sun is so bright that it's kind of shadowed everything in here. So we're grateful for days. Things are doing well. We're very busy out at truck driving and very thankful for that.
That's amazing. Thank you, Martin. So as Todd mentioned at the top of the show, your department has been fortunate enough to be awarded some amazing grants. Can you share with our audience what are those grants and what do you plan on doing with them?
Absolutely. These are veteran grants, and they're Department of Transportation grants, which is that goes down to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, and they're for new entrants into the trucking area for entry-level driver training. And they're exclusively for veterans to help veterans. HCC, and I'm sure you've probably interviewed people before from the Veterans Department. HCC has a great Veterans Department that we work with in this. And this grant really helps the people that maybe for whatever reason don't have the benefits that maybe because they've used them, they're aged out or whatever. But this is a supplement to that. So it's another way of helping the veterans who have sacrificed to serve us. So it's exciting to be able to help those people and them get a scholarship to come to truck driving when maybe otherwise they wouldn't be able to come on a scholarship.
Of course, no, yes, definitely. Thank you. So cool enough, I was actually able to visit your campus in 2021 post-COVID. And I remember the person who was giving us a tour, reiterated there is a high demand. And there was a wait list for truck driving. Is that the same situation today for truck driving?
It is. COVID did a whole lot of things for all of us, the economy, so on and so forth. But what it did was it really highlighted the truck drivers' importance in the supply chain. I mean, we all drive the roads of Houston to go to work, to go wherever, and we see all the trucks, but sometimes it doesn't register with us. Why is that truck on the road? Well, it's bringing groceries, it's bringing basically everything. About 85% of all goods that are delivered throughout the United States are delivered by truck at some point. You don't see a train track behind a Walmart or a grocery store. You don't see an airplane runway. So no matter how that product gets to the warehouse, normally by truck, but it's delivered at least to the end user by truck. So there's still a huge demand. We have enjoyed a really good run since COVID or coming out of COVID. The demand is high. We have companies that we train for. The demand is still there. The economy, as we see in some of the numbers, is weakening a little bit. But during COVID, a lot of truck drivers that went off the road said, hey, I was thinking about retiring and this is the time to go. So there's that replacement of the older truck driver that's going out. And then more and more business. Some of the companies are going to what's considered what they're calling the last mile delivery. That's becoming more and more prominent. Some of those are not commercial vehicles, but many of them are, if the weight and that type of thing. So several companies are going to that. So there's a demand for that. And on that note, we now do Class B training at our Stafford location in the Class B, and that's something that's new for us. The Class B, for explanation, is really kind of a straight truck. Think of it as a U-Haul on steroids. And so we have taught normally the Class A, which is the typical 18-wheeler tractor trailer, but we're now doing Class B because the demand is picking up for that. Your concrete companies and many of those areas like that, it's a Class B. So we're excited about that. It's not as full as we'd like for it to be, but there's still, as you mentioned earlier, there is a waiting we're booked out about 2 to 3 months, And as Randee mentioned, the semester is winding down. We run 12 months out of the year. We start classes every 2 weeks. For days, we run evening classes that start every 4 weeks, and we run weekend classes that start every 4 weeks. So we run about 49 weeks out of the year in order to meet the demand. And then in addition to that, we have several companies here in town that we do training. One company in particular, Centerpoint, we average about 150 employees that we train for them a year.
And then Martin, that was actually my next question. What does a job search look like when these students graduate with their license?
Well, you know, a lot of people go, well, I want to drive close to home or that type of thing. And what I tell people, go for that, try that. But typically, and stop and think about it in this perspective, if you are an HR manager and you're hiring a driver and you have this great job where people are working at home every night and it's it's paying well and all that stuff, you have a guy who has 5 years experience or 2 years experience or a person just out of truck driving school, what would you tend to hire? So it's kind of that do your time, pay your dues, whatever, how you want to term it. A lot of the over-the-road companies are the ones that hire students. Now, there's a lot of companies here in town, but the demand is not as high for the local truck driver as an entry-level driver. The person that just comes out of our school but many people that come to our school already have a job because they have relatives in the business and that type of thing. So it's a mixture. We had a guy in here yesterday that had decided to drive a coach, a motor coach, that runs to the casinos and stuff because it fit his lifestyle better than going over the road. And
yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of opportunities still for truck drivers.
That's good. And that kind of leads me to the next question, because you mentioned Class B. For those who are interested in truck driving, can you expand what the differences between Class A and Class B is?
Okay, the Class A is a typical 18-wheeler. It's a tractor trailer. It's a combination vehicle. And we kind of the term that a lot of people use is 18-wheeler. The Class B is a straight vehicle. In other words, it doesn't have a tractor and a trailer. It is a one vehicle. A bus is a Class B, although it requires a bus endorsement. There's some other testing has to be done for bus, regular bus or school bus. Unfortunately, at this time, we do not offer that training for a couple of reasons. One is we don't have the bus, and the other is we're overflowing with trucks here.
That could be your next goal. So moving forward.
Yeah, but the Class B, we've moved out to Stafford, expanded out there because they do have room, and so we're excited. We have 4 brand new trucks that we use for that training, and we're doing a little bit of training for the concrete company, but we hope to expand that over the next few months and give people that opportunity.
Okay, great, thank you. I learned something new today, definitely. So let me ask you this, Martin, what is autonomous truck driving job, and when might we see it?
Well, there's a lot of discussion in the media and places about the replacement of the driver and all the benefits. And so here's the way I like to describe it. I was fortunate enough to be at a conference about a month ago, and there was 2 people that work for autonomous vehicle developers. And basically what it is, they're trying to create, invent, perfect equipment that will go on the truck that at some point it would be a quote driverless truck. There's 5, we don't have time to go into it, but there's 5 levels of autonomous vehicles. Your cruise control, adaptive cruise control, and all that would be like a level 2. A level 5 is not having anyone in the truck. There's 50 loads a day going from Houston to Dallas that is being done with an autonomous truck. Now, there is a person in there, sometime 2, a programmer and a CDL driver, because it's not perfected yet. So they're working on that. But what we see down the road, and there's a couple of colleges that have already entered this space, of what does that look like, the training that requires. I'll give you one quick example. If a truck is an autonomous truck, you're required by law to do a pre-trip before that truck ever moves. Who's going to do that pre-trip? So the role of the driver may change, and they may not be called a driver anymore. But I think that one is we're many years away from the total driverless truck, and the end driver in town, that type of thing, I think will always be a person, and even the industry itself. But what I like to say is all the things that are being created for the truck to drive by itself are safety features that are enhancing the driver's safety and the public safety currently. So the cameras that they're using, the sophisticated things that they're doing. I've been fortunate enough to have a couple of friends that have actually went to work for autonomous developers, and I keep up with them quite closely. And unfortunately for them, it's a slow moving and a very expensive thing to move forward to make it totally autonomous. So I tell people, if you're going into a truck driving career, there will be something for you for your entire career, even if you're a young person, because there's so many aspects. The computer didn't take over everybody's job, that some people thought it would years ago. It's created even more jobs. So I think that's where we see autonomous trucks.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Martin. Garsee, again, you're doing amazing things in Northeast, Director, Transportation Trainee at Automotive Center of Excellence at HCC Northeast, of course. So we'll definitely have all your information in our post show. Afterwards, me and Todd will share some information, and that's it. Thank you again for coming out. We had an amazing time. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you. I'm here anytime for you guys.
All right. Thanks, Martin. Thanks for being here. Let's get on with some announcements. It's a Friday. We're about to wrap up this work week. Music Honors Recital Program is happening on Wednesday of next week. It's presenting the best music performances of majors in spring 2023. This recital showcases select students recommended by private instructors across all disciplines, voice and instrumental. 7:30 and 9 p.m. Wednesday, May 3rd. It is free, and it's at HCC's Central Campus, the Heinen Theater. We'll have some information in our post after the show. There's also a juried student exhibition going on as well, Marisa.
Yes, so this district-wide in-person exhibition features art studio students at HCC Eastside Campus. Whoop, whoop, that's where I'm at. Juried in 2D and 3D design, drawing, and ceramics. So this is going on now until May 5th. Again, Southeast Learning Hub Gallery, and it's free for everyone. Everyone is welcome. Registration is not required for the gallery.
All right, Apple Technology Fundamentals. You can learn all about that. If you want to learn about Apple technology, join this free workshop provided through a partnership with HCC Community Initiatives Program and Apple. It's from 2 to 6 p.m. Tuesday, May the 16th at HCC's Acres Homes campus. We'll have some information in our post after the show where you can register. And we've also got student success coaches available for our students as well.
So HCC offers help to any student, right? So student success coaching is a new and free student service available to HCC online only students. This grant funded initiative sponsored by the University of Florida assists online students and increases matriculation through a more of a hands-on approach and for some select classes. Check out post after for the details.
Okay, PEP deadlines have been announced for June 2023. The year-end review process must have performance excellence program documents acknowledged by employees by June 1st for full-time faculty and staff, June 30th, depending on the length of your employment. For details, visit your My HCC page for a quick reference guide to complete the PEP. We'll have some information in our post after the show for that. And believe it or not, we're registering for the fall right now.
Yes, so fall registration is now open, but you can still register for summer. So hurry if you want to secure your course, professor, location, etc. All classes are offered in person and online. So of course we have our online anytime, online on a schedule, our hybrid schedule that meets partially face-to-face and virtually. We have, of course, our most popular in person and our hybrid lab. And definitely if you want to learn more about our programs, feel free to go to hccs.edu/apply.
Okay, we've got a weekend ahead of us now, but keep in mind, 1 p.m. today, I want to say once again, the Vast Academy graduation is happening at our Central College. We encourage you to attend, but if you would like to watch it online, we'll have it posted on our website. Monday's Mental Health Monday. Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick will be here from the Jung Center. He'll be returning. And also we'll be featuring people from our Vast Academy talking about the graduation today. So we got a lot coming up next week. Marisa, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, of course, you too.
Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.
All right. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday live at 10 a.m. for Up to the Minute.